introverted man. Here? Hello. How are you today? Alright, that's a weird way to say hello. And also how to say how should I? Alright. Now that my mouth doesn't want to work anymore, it's time to do a video. Yes, a live video. Why? Because why not? I don't know. That's what I do. Looking for things, found a thing. This is this is a great one. Oh yeah. Evidence that God exists. 10 academic reasons that are irrefutable. Oh yes. Academic, I'm sure. So I've called this Switching the Burden of Proof 101 because this is a lesson on switching the burden of proof. So, burden of proof is when somebody claims that something is, then you must demonstrate that that thing is. You cannot say, well, I'll do that after you do that, or, well, you have to prove this, or whatever. No. You make the claim that something is real, and then you have to prove it. So if I say, I have $1,000, I need to give you some sort of reason to think that I have $1,000. And if I don't, then you don't need to believe what I said. So let's listen to the switching burden of proof as I complain about it. Yeah. All right. Old video is old, but, okay.
God exists, and sure. Can you prove to me that the Christian God is quote unquote the right God?
You bet. I will prove to you that God exists if you first prove to me that I'm not just a bad dream you're having right
now. Okay, so he says, I will prove that the Christian God exists, but first you prove to me that this isn't a bad dream that you're having right now. All right, sure. Well, if it's a dream, then there's little to no consequences. And I could come up and kick you in the balls, and it wouldn't really matter because it's a dream, right? So the question is, will you prevent me from kicking you in the balls? Well, yes, you probably would, because you don't enjoy getting kicked in the balls. Because, well, it's not a dream. I recall waking up and going throughout my day. Dreams tend to start in the middle of the action. Dreams tend to be vivid and not to be as vivid as reality. And so the question, the statement that this is a dream, it's a bad dream that you're having, I don't know what makes it bad, is one that would have to have the burden of proof for it. Nobody has claimed that this is a bad dream that I'm having. Now, to prove that to you is remarkably stupid of you to ask. If I am dreaming, then you're a figment of my imagination. And as such, you couldn't tell me something I did not know. So, right now, I do not currently possess the knowledge of evidence for this particular version of God. So if you were to tell me the evidence of that, then I could know that this is not a dream. So if you refuse to uphold your burden of proof, then I must conclude that this is a bad dream. And it is a bad dream. In fact, it's a nightmare dealing with this insanity and nonsense. How about this? I don't need to prove that because reality appears to be real, and you or I are occupying the same place at the same we're occupying a place in space time, and even if it was the case that I can't prove that it isn't, doesn't mean that some other claim is. I could say, well, I'll prove magic is true as the moment you prove that this isn't a dream that you're having. Prove that God is more than a dream. How about that? How about you don't switch the burden of proof? I don't need to prove that to you. You're a moron. That's not academic. That's just stupid hard sophilism and stupidity in action, and switching the burden of proof and switching the topic as well.
I can't prove that.
Thank you. I will prove to you that God exists if you first prove to me that your taste buds tell you the truth, that the milk is sour.
All right, well, that's actually a testable claim. The milk is sour. Well, there's certain things that happen when milk has gone sour that we could indeed test in a laboratory. And then once we are satisfied that the milk is sour, we can then do a double-blind test where we have sour milk and non-sour milk, and I attempt to differentiate the difference along with a bunch of other people, and we could find out that yes, indeed, my are accurate enough to conclude that milk is sour. Now, of course, that's going to require some research money, but I'm sure that you'll be happy to give us that money. What? No. Oh, you don't want to get. Oh, that's interesting. Well, but I didn't make any claims about my taste buds. What does my taste buds telling me the truth about anything have anything to do with anything at all? Your burden of proof is still not resolved. So basically, I can't prove X, Y, and Z. Therefore, God exists? Really? Is that what you're going for, you nitwit?
Can you prove that?
Can't prove that.
I will prove to you that God exists if you first prove to me that your eyesight really perceives reality. Can you?
All right, your eyesight proves reality. Again, this is actually testable. All right. Do you see that tree behind me? You do? Great. So do I. That tree, does everybody else see that tree behind us? Yes, everybody sees that tree. That's good enough for me. I think we've proved it. Can you prove that you're a moron? Oh, you're doing it right now. Stop being a moron. Us proving anything is irrelevant. The burden of proof is on you.
Prove that?
Can't prove it.
Thank you.
And what
on earth are you doing asking me to prove God exists? Because you know there's no way that I could ever prove that God exists.
All right, there's no way that you can prove God exists. All right, well, thanks for playing, everybody. That was great. So this cannot, therefore, be evidence that God exists because you've said there's no way for you to prove that God exists. He said there is no way to prove God exists. So why name the video evidence? Like, let's just, what? It's just so silly. There's no way I can prove it. Okay. Thank you. Goodbye. I don't need to listen to you anymore. When you don't have any way to prove it, then nobody should listen to you. There's no way that you can do it. Okay, bye. See you later. Walk away.
Can you give me a good argument for it without using the Bible or quoting Jesus?
You bet. Thank you.
Yeah. Can you give me an argument without quoting the Bible or using Jesus? Oh, he's like, oh, I can do that. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Maybe I'll use this clip in the future when people go, hey, claims are evidence. I'll be like, no, he was asked to prove God exists. He can't do it. He can give arguments, though, meaning arguments aren't proof, right? But isn't it interesting how he admits he cannot prove God exists? But it's unlike those other things that we could prove are real and true, that there's some way to test them. But he can't do that with God. Interesting.
Great. Yes, I can answer the question. What is the evidence, not the proof, but the evidence that God exists? The evidence that God exists, I'll give you 11.
Wait. You can't have evidence if you don't have proof. They're the same. What do you, what?
Pieces of evidence, okay?
11 pieces of evidence. By that, you mean 11 bad arguments in a row. All right, here we go.
First one, order and design point to an intelligent mind.
Order and design point to intelligent mind. Depends what you mean by order or design, because things can have the appearance of design and not actually be designed. Things might appear orderly, but they might not actually be orderly. So it doesn't necessarily mean a mind. But what do you mean by mind? Because the only mind that we know of is in a brain. So you're talking about humans then, or other animals? But there's plenty of things that we haven't designed, like that tree behind us. But see, here's the problem. You need a thing that is not evidence of God. You need something to contrast and compare against and say, that rock, for example, that wasn't designed. That wasn't made by God. That rock is just a thing that's been around forever, whatever. It was hanging out with God. God was like, you know what, rock? I'm going to make a planet for you to chill out on. And it wasn't made by God. It's just always existed. Yeah, I need to have something to compare and contrast against. But yeah, your bad analogy is not proof of anything. So keep going.
The order and design of the cosmos points to an intelligent mind.
Okay, the order and design of the cosmos is something that you've asserted to be, but you now need to demonstrate that there is order and or design to the cosmos, because otherwise you're just begging the question. You're just asserting what you think is true without demonstrating it. Order in the cosmos? Really? Black holes are orderly? They pull everything to them and destroy all this stuff, and that's orderly? A supernova is orderly? I don't know about that. That doesn't seem very orderly to me. But you know what makes sense of the cosmos pretty well? Bleeping gravity. Yeah, gravity pretty much makes all the cosmos make sense. Why everything circles each other, and why everything moves and all this stuff. That's all due to gravity. So I don't see any design there or real order other than the order that I would expect to find due to gravity. But where's this design that you're talking about? What is that? How do you determine what that is? So if you could give us a methodology to determine that it was designed, then you might have something. But of course, you don't have that method. So you don't have anything.
How?
You and I are standing at the foot of Mount Rushmore. As we're standing there, I turn to you and say, hey, isn't it incredible the way the water just dripped over the rock face? Hey.
Oh, you're going to do a bad argument, huh? Okay, so water dripped over the rock face and eventually formed the faces of Mount Rushmore. Well, probably not, but there are a number of rocks that we think look like faces that have been formed by water, erosion, wind, etc. See, we're really, really good at seeing faces even when faces aren't a thing. So that's pattern seeking. And you might mistakenly think that a rock has been designed by a person, when in fact it was not designed at all, but as a result of nature. There was a face, quote unquote, on Mars. Well, if you zoomed out, it stopped looking like a face. It only looked a face when you were zoomed super in and super close to it, and only this one little spot. And of course, people made a deal out of it because it's a face. Oh my goodness. Yeah, because we find faces everywhere. We're just programmed to see them, But yeah, your analogy is the watchmaker argument, basically. But I'm gonna appeal to something. So it appears designed, so it must be designed. No, we have evidence that Mount Rushmore was designed. So there is a difference there, isn't there? All right, go on with your bad analogies. That's all you got.
Hey, it's George Washington up there. Wow, it's Teddy Roosevelt. Isn't it amazing the way the water, by accident, just carved out those heads on Mount Rushmore?
It doesn't show anything.
Yeah,
it just shows that there's we happen to be an intelligent byproduct of evolution.
No, you don't get order and design by chance, sir.
You don't get order and design by chance. There's this thing called natural selection, you moronic nitwit. Okay, so this isn't an academic anything. I don't know who the hell this guy is. Who is this idiot? Where was this filmed? When was this filmed? In the 80s? What am I watching? What is this? Where is this from? Show transcript. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Oh my goodness. This is the same old stuff. So, okay, really, I just wanted to cover the first part, though, where he switches the burden of proof. I really thought he was just going to do that the whole video. But this is the typical, I don't understand how things work. So, therefore, God did it. It looks designed, so there has to be a designer, because I'm stupid. Anyways. Alright, guess we're here. Might as well finish this stupidity.
Order and design point to a designer.
Order and design point to a designer. Yeah, well, there's no order or design in this body, so I guess it doesn't point to a designer. Actually, simplicity would point to a designer, not complexity. Why the fuck would a designer put a theme park, an amusement park, right next to and on top of the waste disposal plant? I don't know. It's just really poor planning, if you ask me. So, this is just no to all this, and I don't like your face.
Designer jeans demand a designer.
Designer jeans demand a designer. Oh my God, he said the joke that Disturbing Trends said a while back. Disturbing Trends is now a prophet. He predicted it. This guy's Cliff. Okay, Cliffy. Yeah, I guess. I don't know who this idiot is. He's all super angry these days. So I'm not surprised if this is where he started from. Not understanding what? Biological evolution, cosmology, and using the same darn broken, tired arguments that we've heard a million times. None of which are academic or proof of anything except for his stupidity. Why are you bent over like that? Somebody go kick him in the balls. That will prove we're not in a dream.
That's good. He's good. I don't like him. He's good.
All right.
It's very simple. Second point. The universe is eternal.
The universe is eternal? Really? Okay.
No, it's not.
It's not. Okay.
Big Bang.
Yeah. What about the Big Bang? I'm sure you're an expert on cosmology now, right?
Okay. So the universe is not eternal. The universe has a beginning.
Wrong. Very wrong. No, you don't understand cosmology. No, that's not what the Big Bang says. Yeah, I know. You think that's what it says because you looked at the little, the little thingy, and you're like, oh, look, it has a beginning. Let me pull that up here. Let me just try to get into this guy's head space here. You're like, oh my God, look at that. Oh, it's so cool. Look, right there, where that spot right there. You know what? I gotta this. I can't do this like this. I need MS Paint. That's the only way to do that, right? Let's get MS Paint going. All right, let's get MS Paint on there. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that's the only. Oh man, this is gonna be great. Now I'm really debunking stuff now. Yeah. All right, here we go. All right. So you're like, oh, yeah, I see. I'm smart. Yeah, this thing right here. Oh, that's not doing what I wanted it to do. There we go. That thing right there. That's the start. Right? Wrong. It's not. I know it looks like it's the start, but the thing is, we don't know. Right here, right about here, just about, I'd say right about here. Actually, you know what? I'd say probably about here. We have no idea what the hell is going on right about there. But this is, that's like really like, like you see the thing and you're like, oh, well, there has to be a beginning. So there is that, the universe beginning, or is that something else? And this is debated in science. This is not settled by any means. There's all sorts of different models of how this works or what's going on. Here's the thing. What existed before the Big Bang? Here we go. Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. Let's check that out. Yeah. That'll look cool. Let's see. Let me look at that. Yeah. All right. What existed before the Big Bang? No idea is what you should say. But yeah. Oh, look. They have a different thing. Look. They've got this quantum fluctuation going on there, right? So now we've got that. That's pretty cool. But what was before that? Nothing. There wasn't a before that. But like, why? How? I don't know. Who knows? But it started there, right? Nope, can't say that either, because the question is not this. This makes the stars and stuff, right? All that comes after that dot of quantum fluctuation. That's all the stuff that we know about. But the problem is that's not what the universe is. And so what is the universe? That's the problem. It's space. Well, what's space? Just a blank canvas of area that you can fill endlessly. And that had to always exist for anything to be anything. The fabric of reality, if you will, always existing. And as far as space-time, well, we think that it began at some point in the Big Bang cosmology, but we could be wrong about that. We don't really know. And so to just go, oh, there's a beginning, no. That just proves you haven't listened to cosmology at all. And that doesn't surprise me because, why would you listen to cosmology? You just take what you think fits your idea of God and run with it. That's all you do. So, why would a God need apologetics? Yeah, good question. All right.
Everything that has a beginning has a cause. The universe has.
Oh, no! God damn it, no!
Has a beginning, therefore the universe has a cause.
Oh, fuck me in the asshole. All right, fine. You want to go there? We can go there. All right. All right, fine. Yeah, we could do that. You want to do the KCA? Look, here's this video. Look. It only took me 5 minutes. Look, here's me. Mute myself. Yeah, and then here's all the fallacies. that the first premise makes. I wrote all that out and I explain all that, all the problems, all the things. I talk about that. Here's all the problems with this. So this is the parts of the whole fallacy. It's compositional fallacy. The universe began to exist. I talk about the problems with that. The Big Bang doesn't say that. And I talk about that. And then, then of course it's a non sequitur. So we've got half truths, we've got bald assumptions, we've got all this stuff, and I hate the KCA. Okay, so there you go. There's my answer to the KCA. I did it, and I don't need to do it again because, I've already done it, and I don't want to do the KCA again. You thief. You thief of KCA person. Why is it structured like that? Well, because in God, we can special pleading God. God doesn't need to be started. It's always just been. Just let me go off on this tangent, Okay, so, yeah, thanks. Nice chicken scratch. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, go watch that video. Go thumb up that video. Go comment on my other video that I did. What was I gonna say? Okay. So God, God's always existed. God always knew everything that was ever gonna be forever. How? Because God's the only thing that exists, right? And God's always existed. So what would it be like to be God? It's kind of a weird thing to try to think of, but it's like, okay, I'm existing and I know everything. I know what happens if I make a universe. I know what happens if I don't make a universe. I know what happens if I make a million different types of universes in a million different ways. I know the outcome of all of that somehow, and I have the power to bring about all that stuff or not. I could bring it about and then make it not be like it never was. And in fact, I don't need to bring anything about because I already know how it's all going to wind up. It's like as if you had every movie that ever existed at your disposal to watch, but you already know what happens in every single movie. Well, why would you watch them? You don't need to watch them. You can watch them in your head. You don't need the movies because you know what's going to happen. So you don't need to ever make anything at all because you already know what will happen. You can't be surprised. You can't be bemused. You can't be befuddled. You can't learn anything. You can't experience something new because you've already experienced everything already. My goodness, what a dull existence that must be. And the worst part is you can't stop existing even if you want to because you're just a force of reality. You're a byproduct of the way things are. And yet you can't cease your own functions because you can't. Just that's how it works. You can't do paradox. There's something even you can't do. Wait a minute, though. That means there's something you can't know. You can't know what it's like to perform a paradox. Here we go. Now it's something new. So what if I create a situation for myself where I make a real paradox? Yeah. And then I can experience it. Like, I don't know. Like, what would it like to be dead? I can't die. I'm God. Yeah, and then I'll make myself into a thing that can die, and then I'll die, and I'll know what that's like. But I won't ever really be dead because I'm God, so it won't really count. And I already know what that's like, anyways, because I already know everything. Insanity. God would go insane. It'd go insane. Yeah. It would drive itself insane because it knows everything and it knows all the things that it knows and knows that it can't do anything that it can't do and it can't know what it can't know. And so, well, why would it do anything then? Wouldn't it just like, I want to self destruct, but I can't self destruct. But wait a minute, why not? Because you can't. Don't make a universe where you can do that. It's so crazy when you start to try to think of how God would work. And ultimately, it doesn't work because we're describing magic. We're describing a meta narrative, if you will. I tried to write a book a couple of different times. I've wanted to write this book where the whole book is about writing the book that you're reading. And it never works. Like, I can't make it work. Because, like, how do you write about that you're writing the book? You're like, I am now writing this sentence that you're now reading. Well, no, I already wrote it. I wrote that sentence that you just read. You know? You are staring at paper, observing the ink that has dried on this paper. You know, what are you gonna say about it? You can make a movie about making a movie, but then you can't because you have to make a movie about making the movie about making the movie. So there's this infinite regress of God knows that God knows that God knows that God knows. That's an argument against God because the knowledge would be accumulative and would thereby be infinite, so God would be stuck. But I think it's even worse than that. I think that God knowing everything would mean that God couldn't or wouldn't do anything because why bother? But I think it's actually even worse than that because the way that we humans know anything is by being exposed to things. And if there's nothing but God, then there is nothing to know about. But of course, the idea and concept of God is a disembodied mind, which makes no sense, anyways, because the only sort of minds we know require brains. So if God doesn't have a brain, then it's truly brainless. And if you're brainless, then you're mindless. And maybe God is just a force of nature, like gravity or something. Okay, not sure why we would call it God, but the KCA does not at all work at any conceivable level. That's why I went off into that tangent. All right, back to this nonsense.
The best explanation is an uncaused cause.
No.
That's God.
Nope.
Third piece of evidence for God's existence, the
Okay, so that none of that was evidence?
Anthropic Principle.
Oh no, not the Anthropic Principle. Shoot me!
Life is balanced on a razor's edge.
No, it's not.
There are so many ingredients that go
No.
into allowing this earth to sustain life
Not really.
that it ain't no accident, sir.
Yes, it is.
It's got to be an intelligent mind.
No, it doesn't.
If the earth was a little closer to the sun, we'd all fry.
No, you're wrong. We could be a lot closer to the sun and we'd be fine. We could be in the orbit of Venus, we'd be fine. We could probably even be closer than that, we'd still be fine. We'd also be farther away. So he's just lying at this point. All right, yeah. Yeah, just lie, you know. So here's the other thing. If we had been born on Venus, guess what? We'd be able to be on Venus. You moronic nitwit. You know what? Okay, so here's what you do. You send astronauts into space, but you don't let them run around like they do normally. They do exercise all the time in space. You let them go ahead and have sex and have kids. Now, a lot of those kids are going to die from radiation. It's going to really suck. But some of them are going to survive. And they're going to have mutants. Oh, yeah, they're going to have mutants. And some of those mutants are going to be more successful at living than others. And eventually, you're going to have some human mutants that thrive quite well in space. Yeah, yeah. And you know what you've done at that point? You've basically made, a new, kind of a new species, that can only live in space. Well, they need a spaceship, but yeah, and then so then they can't come to Earth because they can't withstand gravity because they don't have bones like we do anymore. And eventually they will adapt to space. It'll just take a few thousands of years to do it, but that's what you do. And then you go, oh look, we're in space. Isn't that amazing that we're in fucking space and that we just happen to be designed for the spaceship that we're on? And then, like, the guy that's me in that future version of future me was like, yeah, that's interesting. Hey, what's that thing called, the airlock there? I don't know. I've never seen that before. Hey, why don't you go check that out there, you apologist, you? All right, I'll just stand in here. Oh, what's this button? It says close. Yeah, that's interesting. Hey, I'd like to come back. What's this other door? Yeah, I'm opening the airlock. No way! Yeah. Then you're blown into space and die. So the future me ejects the apologist into space is the end of that scenario. Because, anyways.
The Earth was a little further from the sun, we'd all freeze.
Well, I mean, the galaxy's huge. I mean, Chance says that, like, there will be a terrestrial planet at some point. It just happens to be in the right location.
Yeah.
That's perfectly around the sun and like.
Point 4, the amount of information dense.
I love that you just ignore all that. Yeah. I'm just going to ignore that. Yeah. Chance means that we would, there's like a bazillion galaxies, more than ours, and a bazillion planets. So, yeah, one of them at least is going to be in the right place to develop life. Yeah, by chance alone. Forgetting the filtering mechanism that we have, but yeah. But I'll just, I'm just going to go on to point 5 and completely ignore the person talking to me. Wow. Great. Wonderful. Love it. That's just, that really shows you're listening and that you care about your audience there, buddy. Wow. I mean, really, like, I'm not going to address those points at all. All right. I'm just moving on. All right. Okay.
They packed the DNA of a single cell demands an intelligent mind.
Oh my God, no. No, it doesn't, you moronic nitwit. The information in DNA is equivalent to the sort of information you can get from a sand dune. So what you mean by information isn't the same sort of thing that we usually mean by information. No. Okay, so sand dunes contain information. Oh, yeah, they do. If you could have a giant record needle to go over sand dunes, you could play a song. It wouldn't be a very good song, but it would be a song because that's, records are just, they're small bumps. And those bumps come out of sound when the needle hits them and so on and so forth. So if you had a record player big enough, you could play a bunch of sand dunes in a row, because it's information. But it's constantly shifting, right? And if you had a filtering mechanism of some sort where, the dunes that were more pleasing were selected by the people listening, then those dunes would win out, if you will. Now, that's artificial selection, but nonetheless, it's still could. Now, you could also have a natural selection where dunes that are big tend to fall apart easily, whereas smaller dunes don't. So you have smaller dunes in one area and larger dunes in another area, and that's information as well. The mere fact that you don't understand DNA is, of course, no shock to me or anybody else. You're a moron, and I hate your face. Okay, I keep insulting his face. I'm not sure Yeah, I just feel like insulting his face. So yeah, whatever. Okay, yeah. DNA. Does that mean RNA also does that? But DNA is a bad system. That's quadnary. You got 4 things there. We do better with binary. Why do you have to have 4 things? Like, you could do it with 2. Why do it with 4? Why not? Hell, why do it with DNA at all? But if you're gonna have all these like hints about like that you've made something, like why not sign it at least? Made by Jesus or something. No? Okay.
Every time you are confronted by densely packed information, there's got to be an intelligent mind.
Okay, does God have densely packed information given that it knows every fucking thing? Oh, then it must be designed. Oh, no, it doesn't. No, God's different because reasons.
I feel like 3 of the points you've given me are just like astronomical odds, and you're just quoting God as proof because
Yeah,
it's just an easy way out.
I like that kid. I like him. He's cool.
Why'd you use the word proof?
Not proof.
Why'd you use the word proof? Because proof fucking matters, you moron.
Evidence.
Evidence.
There we go. Good.
Well, it's not evidence at all. It's not evidence. You don't have evidence or proof.
He's really good.
5th point.
I'm sorry. I don't like it.
Charles Darwin pointed out that if something is irreducibly complex, the whole idea of evolution by chance and fate falls apart.
Yeah.
I think there are more than enough examples of things that are irreducibly complex, as Michael Behe points out in biochemistry.
No, there isn't a single thing that's irreducibly complex. Not even one.
At Lehigh.
Who?
Irreducible complexity shows that you cannot go from this stage to this stage to this stage to this stage, because in between, if that is missing, that never happens.
What?
Like somebody in the background. What? Yeah, that's not a thing that's ever been demonstrated to be a thing. He said some name. Michael Behe, was it that he said? I don't know. He said some name. I'm sure it's some creationist nitwit. Let me go back, though. I just want to know what he said.
Evidence. There we go. Good.
He's really good.
5th point.
I'm sorry. I don't like it.
Charles Darwin pointed out that if something is irreducibly complex, the whole idea of evolution by chance and fate falls apart. Irreducibly complex, as Michael Behe points out.
Yeah, Michael Behe. All right, here we go. Let's see. Michael Joseph Behe is an American biochemist and an advocate of scientific principle of intelligent design. Fuck that guy. Okay. So let's see. He serves as a professor of biochemistry at Leon University in Belleville, Pennsylvania, and senior fellowship of the Discovery Institute Center for Science and Culture. He's an idea. You have been debunked, asshole. Yeah. So your citation for this thing that doesn't exist is an intelligent design idiot. Got it. So you got nothing. All right. Cool. What else? Any more stuff?
To this stage, to this stage, to this stage.
Yeah,
because in between,
I got it. You don't understand it. I got it. You don't understand anything, therefore God. All right. Yeah, what else you got?
Trap. Slab of wood. Spring.
Oh, the mousetrap? Yeah. Springs have functions. Slab of woods have functions. I can kill a mouse with a slab of wood. I can kill a mouse with a spring. Oh man. All this was kind of pretty much proven in the Denver trial, wasn't it? Irreducible complexity. Here we go. Oh. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Oh, man. So, thank you, internets. You never disappoint me. Well, sometimes you do, but, today you did. All right. Reducibly complex monstrap. Oh, look. It even mentions creationist Michael B. He's using the same fucking thing in this thing. He's talking about the mousetrap, and here we go. It's just, so here's the thing. and yeah, all right, yeah, all right. Oh look, you don't need the catch because you just need the wire. All right, so it's a 4-part mousetrap. Well, you don't really. You don't need those big things. You just need the hammer and the spring. 3-part. Oh, look, you just need the spring and the thing. Look, really, you don't even need the wood. You just need the spring. Fuck you, stupid fucking hack. You stupid hack. You fucking moron. Oh, it's so bad. This is all they've got, my friends. They don't have anything. They don't have proof. And they don't have evidence either. Broken arguments aren't evidence, and arguments aren't evidence anyways. Here's the weird thing, okay? Forget about all your apologetics, because I can't take this guy anymore. It's just more of the same, isn't it? Yeah, let's see. What's he say after irreducible complexity? Exists as moral argument, which doesn't prove God. He says something about selling people. The Bible's fine with that. Moral absolutes aren't a thing. Let's see. Rational minds aren't proof of God either. So he's got nothing. Absolutely nothing we haven't heard before. So yeah, this guy, what a loser. What a just giant. What's his name? Somebody said his name. So I guess you can flag this video for uploading it without linking to the guy's name or where they got the video or anything. Just like, I'm just going to upload this video that somebody else made. Yeah, that's good enough for God. I don't need to prove anything to anybody. But I do have hope. It's slim, but I do have hope, my friends. Oh, yes, my friends, my fellow robots and countrymen and women. Oh my God. Pragmatic Crystal on my video, the first video that I did? Ah. Cool, yeah, I'm glad she showed up there. Yeah, Pragmatic Crystal. Oh, sorry, I got distracted. I was looking at comments. I don't know what's going on anymore. Yeah, this is what I'm doing now. Forget this video. Look, I got a comment. Yay! Anyways, what else? What are my other comments? Oh, because I was looking for comments of that guy. That's what I was doing. Now I remember why I was looking for comments. Let's see. Where was it? Oh, geez. He had a whole bunch. Here we go. The disconnect guy that I made a whole response video to. I'm looking forward to this. He's going to make a video. Ready? He's going to make a video that will explain quantum expansion, redshift radiation, strong force expansion. I need to know all that stuff. He's gonna prove God using all the different arguments that we've heard. So I just can't wait to see what he produces. Oh, he deleted his comment that he made that Fishhead Salad responded to, because he's a real honest guy. What an honest guy. Yeah, so he said he was going to make the video. I totally believe that he's going to make a well-cited video with not just arguments. He's going to prove irreducible complexity. I'd love to show you that comment, but he deleted it. But I'm sure that he's still going to make that video, right? He's totally going to make that video. What do you mean? What? He's not going to make the video? No, that's impossible. He said he would. My brain hurts. All right, well, that's burden proof switching. Don't make a claim and then tell the person to prove something that they look. That's not how things work. Okay, I will prove this, but first prove that. Prove that everything isn't a dream. That's just stupid. Okay, it's just stupid. It's not the Red King's dream. Okay, it's just not. Okay, and reality is real. We have to start there. If you can't agree that lobsters exist, if you think, well, maybe they're a dream, I can't talk to you at that point. I can't do anything with you. We have to start at reality is real. Prove that your eyes can see reality. Yeah, we can do that through a test, okay? So why can't we test God? Why is God so fucking hidden? Oh, it made DNA. Why? Why not just say, hi, I'm God. How are you? How's it going? You really want us to believe in you? Just talk to us. Just come into chat and say hi. How is it so difficult to do? I've been told God wants a relationship. It doesn't act like it, though. And it's like, why would you want what's called a parasocial relationship? So that's, I love this term. It's cool. Relationship between you and like a big YouTuber who doesn't notice you, like way bigger than I am or ever will be, like tens of thousands of people responding to their comments. Like maybe they'll heart your comment, maybe they'll respond, but basically they're not going to remember you. Okay, because they meet too many people and you can't remember that many people. I think you can remember like 100 or 200 people or something. There's an upper limit of how many people you can know. So you have a parasocial relationship with that YouTuber. They create stuff that you enjoy. And same way with like a celebrity, like you like Matt Damon or that's the only celebrity name I could think of off the top of my head for whatever reason. Scarlett Johansson, you like her movies. You love her movies. They're titular. They're wonderful movies. Whatever. But you've got a parasocial relationship with them. But at least if you did meet them in person, you could say hi, and they might say hi back. They might not, but maybe. But with God, no matter what you do, no matter how much you ask or beg, God remains utterly, utterly silent. Why would you want that sort of parasocial relationship? I don't get it. I don't want that sort of relationship. More so that I have to base my entire life around that parasocial relationship. No thanks. I'll pass. We don't have any proof of God, nor do we have any evidence of God. All we had was bad arguments for God, which didn't surprise anybody. And we don't have any repeatable tests or valid and sound arguments. And unless and until we do, we're going to have to keep being skeptical of the idea of God. And that's just what it is. How about a symbiotic relationship? Yeah, that would be something at least, right? In reference to I have a lot of content. Oh, yeah. I've been doing this 11 years, so It's just, I have there's a few things. I would say the one that I would want people to watch more than anything else I've done probably would be the Karen S and that analysis that I can't find the playlist of right now because where is it? Where the hell is it? Where is it? Where the hell is it? What the hell? No, that's not it. Memes? No, that's not it. Where the hell is it? There it is. I was looking right at it and I couldn't see it because I'm an idiot. All right. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. There's that playlist link. There it is. There. I posted it there. So yeah, if you watch this from beginning to end in a row without stopping, it's like about 2 hours or so, and I would say you can listen to it, but if you watch it and you find where the thing happens, let me know. And you'll know what thing it is when you see it. But you have to be watching it to find the thing. And you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. Anyways, that's all I got for you today, at least for now. And thanks for listening. And stay skeptical. And if you're not skeptical, become skeptical. And if you don't know what that means, I'll teach it to you. And learn logic. And if you need help with logic, I'll help you to do that. But informal logic only, because formal logic can suck it. Screw formal logic, and I'm going to have to read some books on that. My brain. All right. Bye, everybody. Click and the button. All right. Okay. That was a good one. Yeah, that was a good job there. Yeah, good job. Oh, that guy was a moron. Yeah, like, oh, these arguments. It's like his face. Like, what was wrong with his face? Look, what? You're still on. I'm still on. Oh, shit. No, hit the button. Oh, my God. No.